Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Mike Chase here. First time ever doing one of these. This is one of these tier maker list things. All that means is that I have no idea what to upload right now, and I need a cheap upload for the week. And so we're going to be doing a tier list. And this one is going to be quarterback rankings, tiermaker.com. You can go there and do this yourself. But why not hear the opinion of someone that plays Madden and sort of get his idea of what he thinks of quarterbacks in the NFL. So we have elite, great, good, mid, bad, and trash. I don't know if there's going to be too many people in trash tier. I feel like trash is kind of mean, honestly. I could change that to something nice, but we're just going to keep it as trash. And I'm just kind of do this at random as I think of it. So I guess trash, I guess it could be like an entire unit, if you will, right? If you wanted for it to be an entire unit, it would have to be the Seattle Seahawks, right? I mean, they would have to be trash tier right now. This is a team that, barring potentially a trade for Baker Mayfield, is going to be starting, what are we thinking here? Geno Smith or Drew Lock? I mean, that's not good. That's kind of trash. Another team that's going to have to go in the trash category, and I hate to have to do this, but not really. It's be the Carolina Panthers. They're a team going to have to be in trash tier, simply for the fact, once again, their starting quarterback is likely going to be Sam Darnold. So that's not particularly good. We're going to try to get these logos out the way. So the next one here, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Starting quarterback is going to be Mitch Trubisky or Kenny Two Hands that are too small Pickett. I hope the hand size doesn't say about his, his Johnson. But we're not going to go trash, though, because, Trubisky showed he can at least win you a couple games. We're just going to go bad. We're just going to say bad, I think. And I think that's going to be the same for the Falcons, too. If Marcus Mariota, I think he's all right. I think he's kind of borderline a starter in the league. But apart from that, I'm just sort of not feeling him. I'm trying to find out, who the hell is this? Does anyone know who that is? I'm not sure who that is. I'm kind of confused on who that is. Is that Matt Ryan? No, that's Matt Ryan. Who the hell is this guy? I don't know who this guy is. So either way, I have to look this up. Who is that? Can I? No, I can't. I don't know who this is. Who is this guy? That's not Mac Jones. Because that's Mac Jones, I think. I believe that's Mac Jones. Is that Davis Mills? I think that's Davis Mills right there. Okay, I think, we figured out. That's David Mills. Davis Mills. You know what? We're going to put him right there in mid. I'm assuming that's Davis Mills. I don't see anyone else that kind of could be him. We're going to put him in that mid tier. Mac Jones is going to go in that mid tier as well. You know what? We're going to put Trevor Lawrence in the mid tier. I think all these rookie quarterbacks, for the most part, should be in the mid tier. It's not like they necessarily showed out to the point where you're like, yeah, that guy's legit, I suppose. None of them really did that. I like Justin Fields. I know some people were kind of down on Justin Fields, but I liked what I saw out of the guy. I thought he played quite well throughout the year. Or not quite well throughout the year, but I thought there was flashes of what you could sort of see he could turn into. I saw a guy that could really throw the ball on the run. I saw a guy that was able to make plays when he was allowed to. Certainly overextended himself at times, but it's not like that team really had like an idea of what they were doing. You had Matt Nagy calling the plays, so not particularly great. So that's kind of our mid-tier of quarterbacks right now. I believe this is Trey Lance. They don't have names by these guys, so you're kind of just having to take a wild guess. I believe that's Trey Lance. We're going to put Trey Lance right there as well. I like Trey Lance a lot, actually. So there we go. There's our mid-tier. We're going to put Tua in the bad category, honestly. I just think he's a guy that just poor decision-making, weak arm, throws left-handed, and even though he throws left-handed, and that's not entirely the reason why he's here, it's just that he throws left-handed and he doesn't really have like a rocket arm or anything like that. It'd be one thing if he threw left-handed and he had like this big arm, but he doesn't, so it's sort of like whatever. Daniel Jones, he's going in the bad tier as well. I think we've seen enough of Daniel Jones to sort of just kind of know what he is. He's a guy that can win you a couple games, maybe, but I just don't think he can play at a consistently high level. Maybe he'll change that. Maybe the offensive line is good enough now. They got some really good offensive linemen in the draft. I believe they got. Let me check the Giants real quick, so to make sure I'm right. I don't want to get this wrong. I don't want to be wrong here and say that I, didn't do this right. But, I think the Giants, I think they got some decent, they got Evan Neal and, and a few other guys there in the draft. But I think Evan Neal at pick 7, maybe that helps Daniel Jones. Maybe there's a little bit more stability at the tackle position that can help pass protect for him. Maybe keep those edge rushers off of him. Jared Goff, trash. I think that's well decided, right, guys? Yes. I believe this is Jacoby Bursett, who, pending what the league does, he's likely the starter in Cleveland. We've seen enough Jacoby Bursett. That's trash. That's not very good. I feel right now we've just been kind of ripping on guys, and we're going to continue with that. Jalen Hurts, bad. He can play well enough to win you games every now and then. I mean, the team did make the playoffs, but, how much of that is just because you have two teams in the NFC East, in the Giants and the Commanders, that are kind of a mess. Speaking of the NFC East, I hate to do this because I kind of still believe in him a little bit, but Carson Wentz, bad. We're going to put him in the bad category. Just have to do it. Just a lot of boneheaded decisions that he makes, and that hurts his team. And that's why he's no longer a Colt. That's why the Colts moved on from him. And, so there's that. So, Ryan Tannehill, bad. We're going to put him in the bad category as well. Just not good enough. I mean, we've seen him, just play awful in the playoffs the past few years. And that's why that Tennessee Titans team hasn't really been able to take that next step. So, bad. Let's see here. I want to wait till I get to some of the bigger name guys. Kirk Cousins. First, good. We're going to put him in. He's just a good quarterback. I think that's fair to say. He's good. Just, above average, I think, right? So he's just good, not great, doesn't light the world on fire, puts up stats that you would make you think, like, hey, this guy's lighting the world on fire. Then you watch him play and you're like, he really didn't light the world on fire. So that's where we're going to put him. Jameis Winston, we're putting him in mid-tier as well. I think that's where he should really sit. Granted, mid-tier, still, if the Saints had Jameis Winston, they probably make the playoffs, if I'm correct. I don't think they made the playoffs this past year because they didn't have him. So, Derek Carr, we're gonna put him in mid. We're gonna put him in good tier. You know what? We're gonna put Derek Carr in mid tier. That's where he goes. Joe Burrow, we're gonna put him in good tier as well. I know people are like, what? Look, up until like the sort of final few weeks of the season, to when he caught fire, he was having a good season. Wasn't great, wasn't elite. It was just good. And, if he can sort of put up what he put up those last few weeks of the season, those few weeks in the playoffs, if he can do that all of this upcoming season, we'll move him into the great or elite tier. But as of right now, just put him in good. Oh boy, now we're kind of getting tough here. Matt Ryan, he's going in mid-tier. I don't know if there's going to be too much of a difference in sort of how the Colts season plays out with Matt Ryan swapped for Carson Wentz and vice versa. I just don't think it's going to be that different. I'm not a big Matt Ryan guy. It is what it is. So let's move on here. Matthew Stafford, he's going in good. I know someone's like, hey, he just won the Super Bowl. I'll say, yeah, that's a team effort. That takes all 53 guys on the roster to do. I thought there was times in the playoffs where it looks like he was about to throw it away for that team. So, but the defense was able to, I think, be great. And then, yeah. So that's where we're going to put Matthew Stafford. We're going to put Dak Prescott in good as well. That's where he should be, I think. We're going to put Baker Mayfield in good as well. I still think Baker can be good. He was playing all banged up last year, all sorts of injuries, and he kind of got a raw deal, I think, by the Cleveland Browns, honestly. It's probably why if you're hurt, more often than not, kind of tell the team to F off and go get healthy, I think is going to be the new prevailing thing here, especially if you're someone that doesn't have, sort of multi-year guarantees on your deal. If you sort of just have like another year of guarantees, honestly, I would say just what he should have did. He should have shut it down when the first shoulder got hurt, honestly, until that got better. So that's where we're going to put Baker Mayfield. I still think he can be good. Kyler Murray, he's going to go good, I think. I think he's going to go good. That's where we're going to put him right now. This team has come out hot the past few years, and then they've sort of just like fallen off a cliff. So I don't know how much of that is Cliff Kingsbury. Little play on words right there. Or how much of that is maybe Kyler and the rest of the team sort of not being good. But I think Kyler's good. That's just my thoughts there. So here we are, the final 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Final 7 people. Yes, I had to count that out. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I know. I can count. Our first great quarterback is going to be Lamar Jackson. We're going to have him just missing out on elite. But yeah, he's kind of in that tier, I think. I think Russell Wilson is going to go there as well. And then I'm probably going to get some people kind of angry about that. But, I think, he hasn't played well the past couple years. Granted, personally, I think a lot of that is on Pete Carroll and sort of that front office in Seattle, thinking that they can just be this sort of pound the ball football team, and sort of just that's just not what that team was. I really don't understand it. They want their team to be one way, and it's like you don't have the team you think you have, pal. So that's where he's going to slot in. And then we're going to put Justin Herbert in great as well. I think that's about where Justin Herbert kind of should be. Look, I think this guy could be an MVP candidate this year, and wouldn't be shocked if he was an MVP candidate this year. I think he kind of was a little bit in the season last year, but he's got to get that team to the playoffs. Even though I know that's a team accomplishment, the narrative is going to be from people, well, if he's so great, how come the team didn't get to the playoffs? And I would say, look, sometimes you can have a really good head coach that's maybe good at calling plays that's really good at calling plays, but maybe situationally isn't where he needs to be. And I think maybe that's been an issue for the Chargers, has been sort of situational football at times. And so, Tom Brady, gonna go in great. I'm gonna get flack for this probably. I don't really care, because me personally, there was times last year where that deep ball of his kind of just floated in the air and died. It was really strange. There was just times where he'd throw one up deep and it just die and get sort of picked off. And there's other times where he'd throw it up and it was sort of like, wow, this guy still has a really live arm. So I don't know if there's maybe like a little bit of a transition going on with him physically, but I think Tom Brady's still a top tier quarterback, potentially still a top 5 guy in the NFL, I guess, if that's how we're doing this out. So we are going to go with, I'm going to put Aaron Rodgers here. I think in my final top 3 list, this is kind of perfect, I think, here. I think we were talking elite quarterbacks. There's about 3 of them in the NFL really at any given one time. And you kind of have this gaggle here in this good to great tier and so on and so forth. But Aaron Rodgers right there, another MVP season. Still, there's things that he used to be able to do that he can't do anymore. Can't necessarily, I would say, escape out of the pocket like he used to be able to. You definitely tell when he does take off and run, he's a little bit slower than he used to be. So I suppose that's going to knock him a little bit for me. But still, super elite. And then, you know, this one's tough, right? Because we saw these two guys going back and forth in the AFC Championship game. But honestly, we're going to put Patrick Mahomes here. I don't want to say he's number 2, but we're going to put Patrick Mahomes there. And then Josh Allen. What else can I say about Josh Allen? This is the guy that I think everyone just a few years ago thought was a bust. I think everyone thought, okay, this guy's just not going to work out. And he has. I mean, he's turned it around completely and has become, I think, one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. I really do think that just what he can do, not only with his arm, but with his legs, makes him so dynamic. And I think, if we're going arm for arm here and among these like 3 guys, I think Josh Allen has the best arm in the NFL. Now, does Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers maybe have better arm talent? They can maybe do those weird sort of arm angled throws a little bit better than Josh Allen? Sure. But I think in terms of just pure, raw arm strength, I think Josh Allen takes the cake, honestly. I just do. So, there is my tier list rankings of NFL quarterbacks. What do you all think of this tier list ranking? Do you want to yell at me? Do you think I'm wrong? Are you going to leave a like or a dislike? Are you going to tell me, hey, why are you making this and not like a franchise video or something like that? It's because it's June. It's late June, guys. Expect more of this, honestly, as we move forward. Unless we start getting more Madden news that I can talk about. But for now, expect some stuff like this as we sort of come through these summer months and stuff like that. So, like I said, what do you guys think? Let me know. Leave a like, leave a comment, yell at me on the Twitter. Come tell me how you're gonna, mess my stuff up in real life because you didn't like that I have Derek Carr in good and you think you should be in great, or how could I have Jalen Hurts in bad? Like, seriously? Like, you're really gonna have Jalen Hurts under rookies? Like, yeah, I could suppose that's kind of... I guess I'm giving rookies more of a slack than I'm giving Jalen Hurts, but I think Jalen Hurts kind of sucks, honestly. So, if any of you guys in Philly feel brave, yeah, you can come find me, and I guess we can argue about it. But apart from that, I don't really care what any of you think, honestly. So, when I say anyone, I just mean people from Philly. That's all. I just meant anyone from Philly. I don't care what anyone from Philly thinks about me. That's what I mean. So, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys with more tier list videos, maybe.